They should have just called this episode Crying and Crash Outs, because if you weren't crying, you were crashing out. My spoiler recap of From Season 3, Episode 2, When We Go. So it's now snowing in Fromville, and it's beautiful but depressing since we don't know what this means for the residents. Tien Chen has passed, and Boyd is found repeating her unaliving words, probably trying to remember it to relay it to Kenny, and my heart breaks for Kenny. I've never wanted to square up with a flesh-eating monster so bad in my life. Meanwhile, Jade's trying to figure out how Boyd survived this, and Boyd tells him they wanted me to watch. Donna crashes out on Boyd. She blames him for Tien's death, and okay, she's not wrong, but there's a time and a place. And let's not forget, Donna was acting real bleak last episode when they were discussing how they were going to move forward with feeding the residents. She admits that she's actually not mad at him. She's mad at herself because she believed him when he told her they were going home. At the end of the episode, we see Boyd decide that he wants to catch a monster, and honestly, I'm all for the shits, but I'm just thinking, how are you catching this monster, Boyd? Kenny shows up on the scene happy. Him and Jim are telling the town folk they found Crop. He notices that Boyd has blood all over his shirt, and he's like, whose blood is that? He realizes his mother is gone. So he goes to the diner to mourn, and that magical jukebox in the diner starts playing Celebration by the Kool Gang. And I'm thinking, why hasn't anyone thought to burn this town down? And Kenny was on the same page with me, because the next scene when we see Kenny, he's loading up on alcohol. He's gonna take it to the tunnels to unalive those monsters, and Boyd is with him, but Boyd lets him know, relays the message that Tien Chen tells him, and Kenny translates it to take care of him, he'll be alone now. And they have a moment where they embrace. Somebody needs to take these monsters out tonight. Now let's move on to Fatima. Fatima is in bad shape. Baby is draining the life from her. If I'm being honest, I don't think Fatima's baby is gonna survive. This town is giving this to her to take it away from her, to break her. And I'm scared for her, because at the end of the episode, we see Fatima feasting on rotten food. This was one of my favorite parts. Victor shows up to the Matthews house, and he's pissed. And he gives Ethan a reality check. He tells Ethan, like, this is not a game. I tried to tell you this a bunch of times. You don't want to listen. This place has fatal consequences, Ethan. And I'm like, good for you, Ethan. And when Jim comes home, Julie crashes out on Jim. She curses him out, and she's telling him Tabitha is not coming back and he needs to get his shit together because she cannot take care of his son. And she leaves and tells him Ethan is upstairs, but we see that's not true, because Ethan is at Colony House, and this is another reason why I feel like Ethan needs to get it together as well. Why would you be walking out? Like, this place is dangerous. We see later on that Julie goes up to Sarah and thanks her for saving her and Ethan's life, but she then tells her, like, I don't want to turn out like you, and I'm scared. The Matthews attend Tien Chen's funeral as a family, and when Jim gets home, he gets a call, and the call is from Thomas, his unalive baby. Meanwhile, Tabitha is at Victor's dad's house. Tabitha convinces Victor's dad that everything she's telling him is true, and he believes her once he hears about the children in the tower. It turns out his wife was hearing voices about that same thing. In their basement, there are pictures littered everywhere from people of the town, the children, showing that the wife was hearing the voices before she even went missing. The wife told Victor's dad that she'd seen a town full of people who were stuck in a nightmare, who couldn't get out, and they were losing hope, but they had each other. Also told him she was chosen to save those children, and that there were people chosen before her. This is my recap of the episode. Overall, this episode was truly amazing. It definitely pulled at the heartstrings, and though it had slow pacing, I think it was perfect for a follow-up to episode 1. Let me know your thoughts, and thank you for watching.